Now, you guys already know my position. I don't believe Bryan Kohberger committed this murder. And even if he did, I don't believe they have enough evidence to convict him. Of course, we're talking about the IDAHO 4 murders. By the way, sorry I've been gone for so long, but one of you people I met off here, well, y'all came over, and well, you know how that shit goes. Guys, I'm thejbgunner. This is Crime Time, and today what we're going to be discussing is Bryan Kohberger in 2018. Well, instead of killing people, he actually was helping save lives. I'm thejbgunner. This is Crime Time. Let's get on into it. Let's do it.
Bring it back.
What's going on, everybody? As you guys know, I'm thejbgunner. This is Crime Time with thejbgunner. My voice is coming back a little bit. I've been a little busy with my mouth all weekend, so a little sore, but hey, you got to keep it pushing, right? Well, it's Monday. We're going to go ahead and get things going. Guys, before we do, I want to say first and foremost, though, thank you to everybody that supports the channel, whether it be Cash App, Patreon, Venmo, PayPal. Truth is, guys, I couldn't do this each and every day as often as I do on multiple different channels if it was not for you, the Gun Squad. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. And if you too find value in my content, feel free to hit the links down below, support the channel. And while you're down there, you can even find some other content, my gaming, my news, politics channel, my live stream channel. I will advise you, though, not to go to those channels if you're a snowflake or, well, basically a liberal, and you probably won't have a good time. You might as well keep your ass right on over here and watch the true crime shit. But anyway, I'll just take your word for it. You can go check it out. Anyway, it is what it is. Guys, we're going to get started with this story because you guys know I've been following the IDAHO 4 murder case, well, since the very beginning. It's been a long roller coaster ride. A lot of YouTubers are out there with various theories, and everybody likes to come out and say what they believe is the right answer because the cops say so. They want to say Kohberger did it, Kohberger did it. I haven't seen anything. If I was on a jury, there's not a single thing that I've seen that would make me convict Bryan Kohberger. Even the DNA on the knife sheet seems a little funny. We all talked about in the last video how the lab in Moscow, Idaho, didn't detect any DNA. They didn't detect any of this shit, so they sent it to another lab in Texas, and then mysteriously and magically, they found the DNA of his father, and found the DNA and somehow matched it to ancestral DNA from his father's trash that was found inside of a fucking trash can in the neighbor's yard. So we'll leave that for now. They're also talking about the phone records, the phone pings, and the truth of this is there's a 27-mile square radius, 27-mile square radius when it comes to phone pings. So that doesn't necessarily even put him in the spot either. So I'm not really sure about any of the evidence that we have, but I'll tell you what we do have. We have evidence that Bryan Kohberger is actually a good person. And since no one else is going to report this, I'm definitely going to come out here and report this. I'm going to let you know what I have come across. And we're going to take a look right now from the Pocono record. Life in his hands. I'm going to read this to you. Now, before I do, does this mean Bryan Kohberger is innocent? Of course it doesn't. Bryan Kohberger very well still could be guilty of these murders. I personally am leaning towards innocent. I personally, even if he did do it, am at least leaning towards they're not going to find him guilty. They have nothing to convince me. Now, I know a lot of you guys differ in that opinion, and that's fine. You're welcome to yours as well. I only give you mine. And if you have evidence that should convict Bryan Kohberger, feel free to show me. Because as someone has been following this case endlessly, I'm not vibing it. I'm not going to dress up like a clown like some people we know in circuses around here and try to tell you that Bryan Kohberger was the DoorDash driver. Now, what I did find interesting is the possibility that I do think the DoorDash driver should be looked at because he was there at the exact same time. You see what I'm saying? But do I believe Bryan Kohberger was the DoorDash driver? Not in a fucking million years. And then the clown dude came back and he doubled up on the fucking belief that Bryan Kohberger was the goddamn DoorDash driver. Can't make this shit up. I love crime circus, but you gotta admit, that's a clown fucking opinion. And what he did in this next video, his second video, when he came back and he said, hey, this is all for fun. This is all theories. This is all just guessing. What are you gonna do, crime circus? Take down all your videos again when you're wrong, just like you did with the Jack D shit? Notice how all my old videos where I was wrong is still up. Why? Because, well, it's called being real. See, you are trying to build a business. You are trying to build, you're no different than JLR. JLR will go back and edit the titles and names and photos of the videos to make it look like he knew what he was talking about the whole goddamn time. Crime Circus, you do the exact same thing. That's why you erased or privatized and got rid of all fucking evidence that you was wrong. And you're going to do the same thing now when this case is over. You're going to act like you never said Kohberger was the DoorDash driver. I see how some of you motherfuckers are. And it's clown shit. I'm going to be honest with you. It's clown shit. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. It's the Pocono Record. We're going to go ahead and take a look here. It says, life in his hands. Security guard's quick thinking saves life of a PV hall monitor. Now, this seems like a rather small story. Of course, it's not going to be in the news. There's the Tyrone right there. Let's go ahead and move on. It says it was late in the morning on Saturday, December 1st, when Pleasant Valley, and by the way, this is 2018, Pleasant Valley School District monitor Kathleen Piccolo felt that something was wrong. While patrolling the hallways of the high school, she was having trouble breathing, and it was quickly getting worse. But thanks to the presence and quick action of a security guard, Luis Fuentes, and his fellow co-workers, Piccolo was able to survive a medical emergency that could have led to disaster. She was doing her rounds, walking around the school, and out of nowhere she started screaming out my name, "Luis, come help me! Luis, come help me!" Fuentes said. I found her in the hallway and she couldn't breathe correctly. Piccolo asked Fuentes to retrieve her asthma pump from her coat in the main office, but he was weary to leave her alone. When his fellow co-workers arrived on the scene, he dashed to the office, but when he returned, it appeared that the situation had escalated. The athletic director, Jake Percy, and one of my fellow co-workers, Bryan Kohberger, they came, so I started running to get the asthma pump. Fuentes said, by the time I came back, it was like seconds. She was purple. I was trying to get her attention. Kathleen, wake up. But nothing. Percy called 911 while Fuentes told Kohberger to retrieve the school's AED unit. And Fuentes went to work performing CPR. The situation was intense, and Fuentes knew that her life was literally in his hands. But he kept his cool and focused on Piccolo. I was calm, he said. I was screaming for help. That I did. But the adrenaline was going fast. I know her. I know her background. And she became like a grandma. So she just became a grandma. So, God damn it, shut up. So I couldn't just let her die. I couldn't let her die. It was then Fuentes saw registered nurse Lisa Favata and her husband Justin coming down the hall. Not another Justin, motherfucker. Not another Justin. I saw her and called Lisa, and she came running down the hallway. So then we all worked together, and as a team, we got her back. Kohberger returned with the AED just as an emergency personnel arrived on the scene. Piccolo was examined in the ambulance before being taken to St. Luke's Monroe campus for further treatment. She's going to be okay. Thank God I spoke to her the same day. No broken ribs, because you know when you actually do CPR, you break ribs. Fuentes said everything was perfect. What was supposed to happen by the grace of God happened the right way. Fuentes credited his CPR training from the Red Cross, blah, blah, blah. That's basically just a bunch of shit. Since that fateful Saturday, Fuentes has received an avalanche of praise from coworkers, friends, students, and strangers alike. And now, with this, kids from the high school, they come to me every day since it happened and say, "Oh my God, Luis, thank you." They hug him and all that good shit. You know how it goes. He even received a commendation for his actions, which highlighted that because of the swift and professional actions of Officer Fuentes, quickly evaluating and controlling the scene and rendering medical aid to Miss Piccolo by performing CPR, blah, blah, blah. Basically, he was accommodated for this. Pleasant Valley School District is fortunate to have Officer Fuentes as part of our team. They went on to say. So basically, this is what happened. There's not a whole lot else here. And so I'm saying this to you because, well, I want to make something clear real quick before we move on. And yes, I'll probably do another true crime. I'll probably do another video in a little bit. But here's my thoughts on this. If Kohberger wanted to kill people, if Kohberger was this guy that had been taking criminal justice all this time because he wanted to learn how to be a killer, I want you to think of something right now. In this situation, Kohberger could have took his time getting the kit. Kohberger could have, kind of lily-dallied around, just kind of doing whistling and shit and let the woman die. Now, does this mean that he later on couldn't have became a killer? The answer is no. But I want you to understand, this Kohberger situation is clear. I want you to understand, if this dude was inherently fucked up, I want you to go back to some of his writings when it came to the visual snow. I want you to think back with some of the writings and some of the things that you guys believe was him writing, and that I want you to just think, if he was so sociopathic, if he was such a horrible person, if he was such a creep and a weirdo, wouldn't he have let that woman die? That's all I'm going to say. Because I want you to understand, you're talking about a man that you believe had the capacity to go into a house and brutally, brutally slay 4 college kids. Don't you think, at least, all right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm too optimistic, but don't you think that this doesn't add up? Yes, it is possible for someone to be a good person on this side and a bad person here. I definitely get that. But in my opinion, when you look at Kohberger as the security guard, you look at it, and this isn't long ago, this is 2018. Remember, he's got his master's degree. So he's already been doing criminology. He's going for his PhD, right? So if what you're saying about Bryan Kohberger is true, and the motherfucker's been plotting and planning and doing all this, then the whole reason he's going to school for criminology is to become a serial killer and to become the BTK, as you guys think. Wouldn't he have taken the opportunity right there to get his feet wet a little bit? Wouldn't he have watched this old lady die? If her life was in his hands, he could have took his time with the kid. That's all I'm saying. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but for me, this says a lot. This is about his credibility. This is about who he is as a human. And I'm saying right now, them actions, doing the security guard thing, seeing an old lady dying and running, oh my God, I got to help her, and going to get the kid. To me, okay, maybe I'm just maybe I'm just biased, right? And so maybe I'm seeing this, I'm looking too deep into this. But so are you. Just because so many people knock Kohberger all the time, I don't see anybody talking about the good about him. We have proof he's helped save a life. Now, all I'm asking from you guys is proof that he took a life. There's proof that he helps people. There's no proof at this point, in my opinion, that he hurts people. This is a man with no criminal record. This is a man that's not known for hurting people, harming people. You know what I'm saying? He's not known for this. The only bad thing in his life ever was probably his heroin addiction. You guys call him creepy. Yeah, I admit he's a little creepy. He's a little, but to me, he's not really creepy. He just looks weird. But I look weird to you. A lot of people look weird. You motherfuckers that's watching this video probably look weird to me, unless you're a chick, then I'm, trying to eat that. But the reality of this is, man, all I want us to do is be fair to Kohberger, because that's what I want the jury to be. Maybe I'm looking too much into this. Maybe this means nothing. Maybe Bryan Kohberger really did slaughter 4 people. And it just so happens that this old lady, maybe he liked and wanted to help save. But let me ask you guys, what do you think about this? Do you agree that it's kind of hard for a motherfucker to go from saving old ladies and shit to murdering 4 kids? Especially when you believe he's been plotting and planning it, and that's part of his education and the whole, you see what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't he take that opportunity right there to be the cause of someone's death? Because if Kohberger would have slowed down, he would have been the cause of someone's death. Which, if that's what your intentions are later to do anyway, that'd be an interesting way to get your feet wet, right? That's all I'm saying. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Maybe I'm way off. There's not a whole lot of true crime news right now, so I just wanted to put something out there. It's Monday. I've been busy all weekend, man. Y'all ladies, whew. Tell you what, I should have started meeting y'all off the fucking YouTube 16 years ago. That shit in there is good shit. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Sammy. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you guys next time. If you like what I do here and you want to support the channel, if my content is valuable to you, feel free to hit the links down below and support the channel. I'm going to try to give you guys a couple live streams this week, probably definitely this weekend, because I am going to be working this weekend since I took off this last weekend. I'll try to give you guys some live streams over here. I definitely will be doing it twice a day on my other channels. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace out.